Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Students, today inshallah we will move on to the next chapter, that is chapter number 5, market equilibrium. Okay, what is market equilibrium? So market equilibrium is the state in which market supply and demand balance each other. Okay, so as a result price becomes stable. I repeat, market equilibrium is the state in which market supply and demand balance each other, and as a result price becomes stable. So it is a situation where for a particular good supply is equal to demand. Okay, so when market is in equilibrium, there is no tendency for price to change. And when market is not in equilibrium, the price will change. So in simple words, market equilibrium is when market demand is equal to market supply at a particular price. Okay. In this chapter, inshallah, we will be studying the behavior of consumer and the firm. Okay, we will be studying the combined behavior of the consumer and firm to study the market equilibrium through demand and supply analysis and determine at what price equilibrium will be attained. Okay, and we will also examine the effects of demand and supply shifts on the equilibrium. So moving on to the next part of this chapter, that is market equilibrium, excess demand and supply. So you all know now what is market equilibrium, isn't it? So in simple words, market equilibrium is nothing but market demand is equal to market price at a particular market demand is equal to market supply at a particular price. Correct. Or it is a situation where for a particular good supply is equal to demand. Correct. And what is excess demand and what is excess supply? So now when I say excess supply, if at a price market supply is greater than market demand, we say that there is an excess supply in the market at that price. Okay. So what is excess supply? Excess supply is greater than market demand. Okay, at a price. Okay, this is called as excess supply. Okay, see for example, if the price of a cricket ball is rupees 10. Okay, price per cricket ball is rupees 10, and at this price if market supply is 100 units of ball and market demand is 70 units of ball. Okay, here you can see that the market supply is more than market demand. Correct, market supply exceed the market demand. Okay, at a particular price, at a price 10. Okay, so this situation is called as excess supply. Now what is excess demand? If market demand exceeds market supply at a price, it is said excess demand. Okay, I repeat, if market demand exceeds market price, if a market demand exceeds market supply at a particular price or at a price, it is called excess demand. Okay, so suppose, as I've told you, when the price of, for example, if a price of cricket ball is rupees 7. Okay, so at this price, if market demand is 100 units of ball and if market supply is 70 units of ball, here the market demand exceeds market supply when the price is 7, isn't it? So this is called as excess demand. Okay, so when market demand exceeds market supply at a price, that is called as excess demand. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Okay, so a perfectly competitive market consists of buyers and sellers. You all know. Okay, when we all studied about perfect competition, we all got to know that one of the important feature of perfectly competitive market is large number of buyers and seller. Okay, as I've told you, a perfectly competitive market consists of buyers and seller, and who have their self interested objective. You all know the main objective of the buyer is to maximize the satisfaction or to maximize the preference, and the main intention of the supplier or the main intention of the firm is to maximize their profit. So both the consumers and firm's objectives are compatible in the equilibrium. Okay, so an equilibrium is defined as a situation where the plans of all consumer and firm in the market matches and market clears. Okay, so at equilibrium, what happens? The plans of all consumer, okay, here the consumer is satisfied as well as the firm is satisfied. Okay, so the plans of consumer and firm in market matches and market clears. So in equilibrium, the aggregate quantity that all firm wishes to sell equals to the quantity that all consumer in the market wishes to buy. Okay, so in other words, in simple terms, if I have to say, market supply equals market demand is market equilibrium. Okay, now the price at which equilibrium is reached is called as equilibrium price. Okay, the price at which the market demand is equal to market supply is called as the equilibrium price. Okay, so the price at which equilibrium is reached is called as equilibrium price, and the quantity bought and sold at this price, okay, at this equilibrium price is called as equilibrium quantity. Okay, so the quantity bought and sold at the equilibrium price is called as equilibrium quantity. See, for example, at ₹5, if market demand, when the price of the cricket ball is ₹5, if market demand is 50 and if the market supply is 50, okay, this ₹5 is the equilibrium price and 50 units is the equilibrium quantity. Okay, so can you all see this? Therefore, equilibrium is QDP is equal to QSP. Now, what is P here? Here, P denotes the equilibrium price and QDP and QSP denotes the market demand and market supply of the commodity, respectively, at the price P. Okay. Okay, as I've told you, I have already told you what is excess supply and what is excess demand, correct? So therefore, equilibrium in a perfectly competitive market can be defined as zero excess demand and zero excess supply situation. Okay, so when there is an equilibrium, there is a zero excess demand and zero excess supply situation in the market. Okay, so whenever market supply is not equal to market demand, okay, and hence the market is not in equilibrium, there will be a tendency for the price to change. Okay, so as I've told you, when market is in equilibrium, the price will not change, correct? There is no tendency for the price to change. But when the market is not in equilibrium, that means when the market demand is not equal to market supply, there will be a tendency for the price to change. Okay, so in our next two sections, we will try to understand what drives this change. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, that is market equilibrium under fixed number of firm. Okay, but before that, we will try to understand out of equilibrium behavior. Okay, out of equilibrium behavior. Now, what is this out of equilibrium behavior? See, from the time of Adam Smith, the economist, the time is from 1723 to 1719. Okay, it was been maintained that, or it was believed that, in a perfectly competitive market, an invisible hand plays a very important role which changes price whenever there is imbalance in the market. Okay, so what did I say? in a competitive market, in a perfectly competitive market, there is an invisible hand. Okay, now what is this invisible hand? It is the invisible market force, okay, which plays a very important role, okay, by changing the price whenever there is imbalance in the market. So our intuition also tells us this, okay, that means invisible hand should raise the price in case of excess demand and lower the price in case of excess supply. Okay, so I hope you all understood. See, what happens is whenever there is excess demand, the price should rise. Okay, so when price rises, what happens? The demand will automatically come down and the supply will increase. So this is how this balance is restored, isn't it? Okay, but when there is excess supply, what happens? When there is excess supply, the price should be brought down. Okay, the price should be decreased. So when the price is decreased, automatically the demand increases and the supply decreases. Okay, this is how we are trying to restore the balance in the market. Okay, so here throughout our analysis, we shall maintain that, or we will maintain that the invisible hand plays this very important role. Okay, so we shall take it that the invisible hand, by following this process, is able to reach the equilibrium. Okay, so whenever there is inequilibrium or when there is imbalance, this invisible hand will try to bring balance between the market demand and supply, and this is how the market disequilibrium or market imbalance is corrected. Okay. Okay, so we will move on to the next part, that is market equilibrium under fixed number of firm. Okay, so you all know in our chapter number 2 we have derived market demand curve for price taking consumers and for price taking firms, correct? Okay, now in our chapter number 4, we also have studied the market supply curve. Okay, we all studied how the market supply curve is derived. Okay, so in this section, with the help of this two curve, we will look at how the demand and supply force together, or it works together to determine where the market will be in equilibrium when the number of firms are fixed. Okay, so what did I say? In this chapter, we will see how two curves, that is the demand and supply curve or the demand and supply force together, helps in determining where the market will be in equilibrium when the number of firm is fixed. Okay, so here we will be studying how the equilibrium price and the quantity changes due to shift in demand and supply curve. Okay, so this figure here, it is the illustration, or it illustrates the equilibrium for a perfectly competitive market with a fixed number of firms. Okay, here you can see two curves, that is SS curve and DD curve. Now here SS curve denotes the market supply curve, okay, and DD denotes the market demand curve for a commodity. Okay, so this market supply curve SS shows how much of the commodity firm would wish to supply at a particular price. Okay, so what did I say? This SS curve, that is the supply curve, shows us how much of the commodity the firm would wish to supply at a particular price, and the demand curve DD tells us how much of the commodity the consumer would be willing to purchase at a different price. Okay, so when we show this graphically, an equilibrium is a point where the market supply curve intersects the market demand curve. Okay, can you all see the market supply curve? SS curve is intersecting the market demand curve, that is DD. Okay, so the point where this two is intersecting is called as equilibrium. Okay, market equilibrium. So, okay, so okay, because this is where the market demand equals the market supply. So at any other point, either there is excess supply or there is excess demand. Okay, So to see what happens when market demand is not equal to market supply, let's see the figure again. Okay, so when you see this figure, if the prevailing price is P1, can you all see? When the prevailing price is P1, the market demand is Q1. So when you see the demand curve, you can see Q1. Okay, so when the prevailing price is P1, can you all see P1? Okay, the market demand is Q1, whereas the market supply is Q1 dash. Correct. Therefore, we can say that there is excess demand in market. Correct. So when there is excess demand in the market, okay, so when there is excess demand in the market, some consumer who are either unable to obtain the commodity at all, or some consumer may get commodity but which is not sufficient for them. Okay, so at this situation the consumer will be willing to pay more than P1. Okay, so when a consumer is willing to pay more than P1, if they don't get the commodity, the market price would tend to increase. Correct. So all other things remaining the same, as price rises, quantity demanded falls and quantity supply increases. Okay, so the market moves towards a point where the quantity that the firm wants to sell is equal to the quantity that the consumer wants to buy. Okay, so this happens when price is P. Okay, so the supply decision of a firm only matches with the demand decision of the consumer. So similarly, if the prevailing price is P2, can you all see P2? Yeah. So the market supply is Q2 here. When the prevailing price is P2, the market supply is Q2, which exceeds the market demand Q2 dash. So at that price given rise to excess supply. Okay, so here there is excess supply. Okay, so because of excess supply, the firm or some firm will not be able to sell quantity they want to sell, the actual quantity they want to sell in the market. So they will lower the price. So when the price is lowered, all other things remaining the same, as price falls, quantity demanded rises, then quantity supply falls. So at a price P. So the firm are able to sell their desired output since market demand equals market supply at that price. So therefore we can say that P is the equilibrium price and the corresponding quantity or the corresponding quantity Q is the equilibrium quantity here. Okay, so here P is the equilibrium price and Q is the equilibrium quantity. Okay, I hope this much is clear. So students, if you have any other doubt regarding this, please do contact me. Jazakallah khairan.